In this video, I will show you the psychology secrets behind 4 million closed deals. What most people get wrong about the sales that they believe people buy based on the logic and facts. They think that more information will convince someone to say yes. They try to push the features instead of creating the real connection. And they don't understand that how people are actually making decisions, and they forget that emotions, habits, and instincts influence most choices. So you can see the graph here that I created explaining 9 psychology concepts that help me to close more deals, and that can help you as well. So we're going to break it down in this video. Okay, why these concepts matter in sales? Because buying decisions happen fast, often without deep thinking. It means if you did everything correct way, the decision making will be way faster. These principles help build trust and lower resistance. If people say I will think about it, if people give you other objections like I don't have money and time, then these principles can help you to accelerate the process and remove all these objections. You are not tricking anyone, you are making it easier to say yes. It's not manipulation, it's not making someone doing different things. Instead, it's more like helping your prospects to take the decision. When you understand how people think, you can sell more naturally, and it doesn't feel like manipulative way. It feels more natural. Well, it helps you to become better communicator, not just a better seller. Okay, so let's get started. Zeigarnik effect is my favorite one, which is explaining people remember things that feel unfinished. The things that, and there is a research about this, that if you if in your brain something is unfinished, you remember that way better than something already finished. So we can use it like open questions, cliffhangers to keep the interest. It's like opening the loops, so that makes them interested, and unfinished that they want to finish. So you probably saw that as well, that you started a movie and you want to finish it because of this, exactly this, because you want to things to be complete, and your brain doesn't allow you to go because you want it to be complete, and maybe other things as well. Don't give everything at once, create curiosity. So how you can use that, actually, if you're service based or if you're selling the product, you just give a small portion of that to try to see, and then show that what is the locked side of things and what they can actually potentially achieve with your help. So this effect is really important, which helps to show them a little bit and also make them curious to be interested to know more. Okay, the second one is loss aversion. People hate losing more than lose winning. There is research as well that shows, for example, if I give you $100 and then you lose $100 after one day, you will feel worse. If I don't give you any $100 and you don't lose any $100, you stay the same, but you feel worse when you're losing something. So the same thing applies to business as well. If people hate losing, and if you show they might they are missing opportunities, this makes them to feel really bad about losing something. Okay, it's not a pressure, it's about showing real cost of waiting. If you are not making 100K a month, it means you are losing actually 100K a month. Kind of that approach, which helps them to take the decision to go to the next level. Okay, cool. The next one is social proof, which means people in general, they trust the things more when they see others like them as well. So whatever we want to buy, we always want to see that other people like that as well. They had experience and they are enjoying that as well. So we can also use that. And this is pretty normal, because people in general are very interconnected, and we want to do the things that also other people do. Okay, cool. Then the next one is actually confirmation bias. This means people look for proof that they are right. And it means if you are thinking about the BMW, for example, and you're going to the street and you see only that car. So maybe you had this situation as well. So people look for proof they're right. If in the business, for example, if I emotionally liked a service and I want to try that service, I will constantly look for the proof to prove me actually that it's a good decision, because emotionally I am already convinced. This happens also when you are, for example, buying a nice car. Okay, you are buying a nice car, but you try to logically prove yourself that this decision is the right decision. Even though it's expensive, you try to prove yourself. That's why, like, most of the people, they take the decision first emotionally, and then only they try to justify with the data. So you can show your offer support that already belief. So you can show them that this is, your offer actually helps them to confirm that this is a good option. Giving the backup data, giving some information that, okay, this is maybe expensive, but you're gonna save this and that, to help them to actually take the decision. And that helps, not manipulative again, not wrong again, but instead it's just like showing them what is the actual value in this product, by giving them confirmation, because this is the way how our brain works. If you miss that part and you don't give them enough data to prove that this is a good decision, they will not take the next step. Scarcity effect, which is working amazingly when people want the things that feel limited and rare. This is the strategy that most of the big brands use, like Rolex, for example. They have only limited edition that makes people feel very scarce and also limited to buy that. If you feel time offer is limited, to say so. This is a approach when you can use also in your offers. You can say, I give this amount of time for you to take the decision, and if you do take a decision, you will get additional bonuses for that. Make decision feel more important and valuable, so they can think, okay, I'm actually gaining if I'm taking the faster decisions in that period of time. If I need this product anyway, it's better to buy it right now. Anchoring effect. So this is more like in the negotiation part of things. The first number people stick in the mind. So if you gave them first number, that will already anchor them to the price level that they think. Because anything that you are trying to sell to people, they will always try to think, what is the actual price of this? And they don't have idea about the price level. But when you're anchoring them to the right number, this will help them to anchor the right way. But if instead you are anchoring them to the lower number, it will be harder to sell them at the higher number as well. Start with a higher price or package, then show your actual offer. It's way easier actually to start with a higher number rather than with a smaller number, and then try to sell it within the presentation for a higher package, because they already have lower anchor. Make your price feel like a better deal. That's true, because if you are offering the lower packages in a downsell, then it will make feel it also way better. Okay, the next one, reciprocity principle. When someone gives us something, we feel like giving back. This is human nature. If someone does something nice for us, we want to make the same for them. So offer free help, ideas, offer free workshop, or offer free consultation where you can help them. That builds real connection and goodwill, which helps a lot. So anyone, maybe you remember also any situation in your life when someone did something good for you and you wanted to give it back, which is normal reaction of people. So you can also leverage it in your sales strategy. Okay, the next one is mere exposure effect, which is a little bit more complex. The more people see something, the more they trust it. So this is more like a repeat your message often and stay visible. This is used a lot in the marketing strategies. If you're doing a lot of the videos, if you're doing a lot of content, which is repetitively showing them and confirming them, this is a good solution. This creates a mere exposure effect and familiarity with your faces and messages. So people, how the brain works usually is that people more see you more, they start to trust you more, and they start to believe you more as well, the things that you are telling them, instead of just out of the blue. Maybe you remember as well your most favorite entrepreneur, most favorite people that you know, that you currently love them. It was not from the beginning the same, right? So let's say I like Russell Brunson, but it was not from the beginning like this. First time I saw him, I was just curious, okay, who is this person? And then I started to see more and more, and I bought his courses, for example. Then I started liking him even more and trusting him even more. So this is like a mere exposure effect, because once you're doing that, once you're having more and more contact with people in your sales, in your marketing, this creates that effect, which makes them to trust more. Authority bias, so which is very close to that as well. Once you're doing more and more, and you are speaking like an expert, this creates authority. People listen to those they see as experts. If they don't respect you, if they don't see you as an expert, they will not listen to you and they will not follow your advice. Show you know your stuff with examples or results. So show you can do actually the things for other people to prove them that your strategy works. You don't need to brag, just helpful and confident. So you don't need to exaggerate things. You just try to be helpful and try to support them and push them to the next level, to show your authority, to show that you are actually having the proven knowledge, you are actually having the proven skills. What happens if you ignore these principles? Your pitch might sound smart, but you won't feel relevant. So if you're not using these principles, this will be really actually in general hard for you to close clients as well, not creating that urgency, not creating that need and demand. And this will just make them feel, okay, I will buy it in the future, because usually people don't take the immediate actions if they don't feel a huge pain. And most of the people, even if they feel the pain, they are not brave enough to take that next step. So you need to use these tactics to actually leverage your skills. So your niche sounds smart but won't feel relevant. Prospects may say, I think about it, and disappear. People hesitate even if offer is great. So people hesitate because they feel that if that works, if this will work for me, they don't know, they are not sure. So if you're showing them your authority, if you're giving them data and using these strategies, this will help them to make them even more confident, which is not, again, which is not manipulation. It's just more like helping and supporting them to take the right decision. You will rely on logic, but sales is driven by emotion. So as I mentioned before, the first thing that they need to do is take the emotional decision that this is the right solution for them, and then back up with the data side of things. Okay, cool. Without psychology, you will always feel like you are pushing. So if you don't do it right way, people might misunderstand you. They might feel that you are actually pushing them, manipulating them, and trying to close the deal. But instead, you know what helps most? You just care about the people. You just show that you want to help them, you want to support them, and that will be the best solution. But again, if you want to be successful, you will need to use these strategies. What top performers do instead: use these principles to connect, guide, not pressure, build trust early, and keep all way to close. So what is really important, with I don't see anymore in a lot of companies, that they are not leveraging it. From the first contact, you start building the trust with the people until you close. More trust you build, better and faster it goes. So that's the reason why most of these entrepreneurs, they don't have the shorter sales cycle. They have 3-4 meetings until they close the deal. That's exactly because of this. But you can actually leverage everything to build a better trust and faster trust to be able to close the deal. Know when someone to educate, when to relate. So educating people, supporting them, and showing what is working best, make people process feel natural, simple, and safe to say yes. So they don't have any doubts, because they are confident that you can help them. And sellings become less about convincing and more about the leading. So you are leading the conversation, you are helping them, supporting them to take that next step, instead of just leaving it and leaving it to them, which will eventually cause you to close less deals. So I hope it was helpful. If it is, subscribe to my channel and to look more, to see more videos like this.